Welcome back, everybody. Wednesday night here with the Racing Revolution League. We are at Kansas Motor Speedway, and I am so pleased to have you guys with us. I see over 25 eyeballs out there watching us already, and Kevin Orlando in the chat saying it's the best broadcast ever. But I got to admit, man, we haven't even started. But joining alongside me here tonight will be none other than Stellar Stella and Jacob Reeves here in the booth again. But Kansas Motor Speedway, Stella, talk to me a little bit about this track. You know, this mile-and-a-half cookie cutter. Some of these guys are they're a bit nervous of this track.
I don't really know why. I mean, it's your standard mile-and-a-half tri-oval. It's banking. I mean, they went ahead in 2011, repaved it, give it that progressive, banking 17 to 20 variable on the turns, 9 to 11 in the back. Excuse me, on the front, and 5 in the back. So it's an all-asphalt track. It's the same guys who designed the Chicagoland. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for most of you guys. But but yeah, I think we can go 3 wide here comfortably if you know who's around you.
All right, here in just a moment we'll be on getting finished up with qualifying, but let's take a look at what we've got locked and loaded here for tonight. 101 degrees down on the track, 90 in the air, 134 laps with 5 sets of tires down the pit, 50% fuel limit. Of course, remember, no fast repairs. That stage caution is going to be around 40, and tonight is the fancy part, is a $100 winner purse here tonight for anybody who could beat Ray Lane, which, amazingly, anybody's going to beat Ray Lane because Ray Lane didn't make it tonight for the Ray Lane Motorsports 200, which is a real heartbreaker here to see him starting up on that, but, you know, kind of really starting on the back foot as I hate Stella, you joined me there in the big show, and you saw that Ray Lane, he was the one to beat at Kansas.
He can dominate, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know. Between Ray Lane and Logan Romney, unable to make this race here tonight. Hopefully they will be able to catch up with them in another night. I'm not sure if Michael Bennett's going to be able to squeeze on here either. I know he's definitely fighting some fiber optic issues, so but really back to the drawing board for definitely for that Performance Motorsports team that's kind of looking to see if they can squeeze a third driver in. But qualifying times have completed. Races are getting squared away here, Stella, and I believe these boys are already gridding. Let's get a look at our starting grid here for tonight. Blake Cook and Kevin Orlando, check that out. Highest start here for Blake Cook in the number 4 Chevrolet. Let's see how well he can do out there for TriStar Motorsports. Starting third will be Jackson Lomax with Grant Thorpe. I've got to admit, that guy's starting number in third. These guys are starting to move up. You notice how we're getting Christopher Berger up there, and now we're getting Jackson Lomax up there. So it's good to see these guys moving on through with Grant Thorpe starting in fourth. Devin Hudgens, brand new driver, starting fifth next to Brandon Dunford, sixth position. Starting on the inside of row number 4 will be Justice Murphy and Wayne Lowe. Starting on the outside for that 8th position. Trevor Keith will be starting 9th, and Alex Forget Berube will be starting in the 10th. That's going to be our top 10 here. Followed by Nick Alf sitting 11th, and Christopher Schaefer in the number 12 spot. Rotating on back, Robert Rader. Kind of a not so good qualifying, but he's going to have to fight his way through. Fortunately, a stage break, so maybe definitely some pit strategy for him. Let's see, as Jacob Sirkovich starts 14th with Brandon Richardson 15th, and on the outside of row number 8, Zach Hanna will be starting 16th. Matthew Robinson, the Simtrax Chevrolet, starting in the number 1 machine, 17th next to Jeffrey Israel. We'll see Jeremy Burns with a fresh new cut, like the cut G, starting 19th with John Take Flight Fike starting 20th. Trevor Earhart 21st with Tay McDonald 22nd. You want to talk about, look at the fast guys. Trevor Earhart, Tay McDonald, and Caleb Gilbert here starting in the 20s. Dylan Smoot will be starting 24th and rounding out the last of our field. Nick Schell, Parker Johnston 25 and 26. Kynan and the number 99 starting 27th. Joseph Joya will be 28th. And talking about Ryan Twinham starting on the inside of row number 15 with James Loveland. Glad seeing James Loveland back after his race win last week, and Rowdy Richardson, Tony Richardson to be exact, in the number 8 Chevrolet out there. And Michael Bennett, like I said, I think he is unable to reconnect out there, and that's going to be a real heartbreaker for the Performance Motorsports team. But real quick here, seeing how we're getting ready to get going here. Jacob, talk to me about the, kind of Kansas. What do we need to look out for here?
Well, I mean, like Stella said earlier, I mean, you've got a lot of great lanes that these guys are going to be running, and my personal opinion from what I've seen in previous races here is a lot of these guys are going to be trying to run on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to save tire. The top lane is going to be the preferred lane. It's going to be the faster lane, but you're going to burn your tires up more up there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunch of people try to go to the bottom. But some of these guys in the back, they might try to take the top line and try to go as fast as they can.
Oh yeah, green flag is underway. We've already gotten started here as we take a little look there at Grant Thorpe sliding around a good little bit, trying to see if he can find a hole to shoot through. Grant Thorpe has moved up 2 positions and now running down Kevin Orlando. I would say Blake Cook narrowed a pretty solid time there getting right to the front, but he has actually been on the march back. Looks like he's got to wait for those tires to heat up and get settled in here, and that's just, it's just one of those things here at this kind of track. As this track rubbers up and gets a lot, and transforms in what it's going to be, this is going to be a wild race here.
Yeah, it was still nice to see the top 3, 3 of the TriStar Motorsports guys in the top 4 for qualifying, and so far they're holding their own.
Yeah, taking a look at Grant Thorpe. Looks like he's going to be shooting the gap here, riding down off the track. That is okay. You can pass underneath there. That is not a yellow line, but Grant Thorpe sliding onto the bottom. He's got the lead for now. Fastest time on the track with a 31:51 already. Not too bad there by the number 77 Chevrolet of Grant Thorpe. He's got this thing underway, and man, he just seems, is this a fluke? Is him taking off like this so soon really putting any kind of pressure on his tires here?
I believe it is right now. If he's trying to get out there and try to run it that hard and he's trying to get away from everybody, he better watch himself. He better try to save his tires the best that he can. But what he needs to watch right here is you're sitting here watching Kevin Orlando running up there in the top lane. You can get a massive run off the top, especially off of turn 2, and you're going to see that a lot. I've already seen it a couple of times already in the mid-pack area. Guys just getting great runs off of turn 2 to be able to try to catch right up on people because they're able to stay in the gas more than they're on the bottom, as you're seeing right here on your screen. Kevin Orlando using that draft, getting right up, literally bumping Grant Thorpe in the back bumper going into turn 1. He's letting Grant know, I'm back here. So Kevin Orlando putting the pressure on Grant Thorpe right here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to see here from the Racing Revolution League. I believe Nick Alves might be doing a little blinking there in the back, not what Justice Murphy wants to see, as Justice has actually dropped down 6 positions, but man, on the move is that number 9 car you see sitting on the bottom, the number 9 Ford of Jeremy Burns. This is quite a clutch of cars here with Jeremy Burns and Caleb Gilbert, these guys side by side, trying to see if they can get a little something going here teamwork-wise, but looks like it's Caleb Gilbert's going to go ahead and duck on out of there and allow Jeremy Burns right on the bottom. Matthew Robinson's moved up 2. Biggest mover of the race is Caleb Gilbert, moving up 7 positions. But I'm not quite sure what happened to Jacob Sirkovich. I do want to rotate back to Jacob. No, he definitely hates it when I highlight him out there in the number 18 Slurp Chevrolet. He is actually on the march back here. And Jacob, he's down 13 positions here early in the race. Is this really something we need to be worried about?
Honestly, I mean, it's hard to tell. Honestly, this early, Patrick. I mean, maybe he's saving his tires, trying to save them and trying not to fly it through the field as fast as he can right now, and trying to let everybody else go up and burn their tires up. Similar to what we saw last week at Dover, this place here at Kansas, you can burn your tires up if you drive it hard enough, trying to get to the front. You can burn your tires up. So some of these guys may have a little bit of a short run setup. Jacob Sirkovich, the way he's driving right here, he may have a long run setup. He's just waiting just to try to get some laps under his belt and let some of these guys go up there and burn their tires up. And then you might just see Sirkovich just start picking them off one by one. So, I mean, it's too early to tell right now, Patrick, to answer your question, but we'll see. I mean, they still got a lot of laps left to go, and I wouldn't be putting the panic button on him just yet.
All right, pulling up real quick to the 18th position here with Tay McDonald. He's taking a peek here, but man, he's still got that giant, massive clutch of cars in front of him. Wow. Jeremy Burns is actually marching back now as you see that outside lane, as you guys have said. It's really holding out. It's picking up speed. It's showing a lot of promise here. But I give it to Jeremy Burns, really trying down there on the bottom to see if he can make a little something happen here. If anything, he's going to try to see if he can wear those tires in just the way he likes. Try to be able to set this in a little bit. And try a different line. I like that this isn't single file. We got guys clutched together, but really Jeremy Burns trying his best to see if he can break into the top 15 here as he's fumbling around here in 17th position.
Yeah, that's pretty unusual to see him this far back. But I don't know. Maybe he watched the Kansas race this last week, and ooh, there goes Chris Schaefer into the wall. But he's not one to count out yet.
Take a look right along here with Jeremy Burns. He's kind of finding his groove here. Notice how he's rotated high side. Boy, man, I don't know about you guys. That thing looks like wow. As soon as he went into that turn, you see that front end drag. Yuck. If that's what they're battling here tonight, that is going to be really, really rough for him, especially there in the back when he starts getting all that dirty air and running out of options of where he can go. Rotating back up to Trevor Earhart. Talk about Trevor here a little bit, Stella. Notice how he's working his way up 7 positions, sitting 14th. So his bad qualifying time just doesn't seem to matter to him.
Yeah, well, there's several of them here. I mean, between Earhart and even Rader. Rader's up to 7th now, even though he was down some as far as qualifying.
Rader's up now, up 5 positions, now sitting 8th. Trevor Earhart is now up 7th. Caleb Gilbert's still fumbling around about a 12 position gain here right now. Caleb Gilbert, awesome job there in the front. But notice a slight bump and a bang out there, but not too bad. It looks like everybody's kind of behaving out there for the most part. But I believe Wayne Lowe down on the bottom side here, Jackson Lomax. Lomax started up there in that 3rd position, now down to 9th. So tire conservation could be. I don't know for looking at this angle here. From where we are, Jacob, really, do you push it here and give it all you have to try to gain stage points, or do we conserve here early in the race?
Well, some of these guys in the back, I mean, like you talked about Jeremy Burns, he was back there. He qualified deep in the field, obviously 19th position from what I'm seeing. So all these guys were really, they got all the dirty air right in front of them from the start. These guys up front, Grant Thorpe, Kevin Orlando, all these other guys, they don't have a lot of air that they've got to work with. And they're not having to lift too early to not be able to burn their tires up. But to answer your question, I mean, it depends on, you got to go. I mean, there's going to be a caution come out, on lap 40 to end the stage. So, I mean, you got to go. I mean, you ain't got no other choice. You got to go. So, I don't know. I mean, from what I have experienced, these cars, it is a handful to drive here, especially if you run the top a lot. You're going to burn your tires up more, as I said earlier. So some of these guys might be paying for trying to run it too hard, too quick.
Yeah, taking a look at Alex Forget. He is all game here. He's taking no prisoners, trying to run down a couple of these drivers. Forget is actually up about 6 positions right now as he's battling alongside Blake Cook. Blake Cook on the march back, scoring from the pole, now down to 4th. And Alex Forget Berube now sitting in 3rd, 7th position, and now running down Kevin Orlando. But man, he is really battling that car. You see how bad that wheel's shaking. He is fighting that Toyota all the way around that turn. And really interesting to see how well he's staying composed here. But we are under caution, as I believe we had a fumble here in the back. And I think...
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Saying lap 16, something may have happened here.
Not to the number 99 car.
Yeah, I'm hoping Kynan didn't get caught up in anything too bad. That car still seems to be rolling around just fine. I don't see anything obvious to get that drone out there. See if I see anything. All right. See if we can take a quick peek at what happened. Saying Kynan may have had a problem out here. Ooh.
If it was, I'd say netcode. It didn't look like they touched.
That's what it was. That was what it was. That was a nasty shot. Look at this. My God, look at that camera. Right? Yeah, there was no contact.
No touching.
Well,
I'll tell you, kind of needs to pay iRacing a little bit more for better resolution or something, because he gets this so much. It's boggling.
yeah, I've got to admit here, Stella, just looking at Kynan spinning out here, Fortunately, it's a one-car problem. You know,
Oh,
this
yeah.
didn't involve 8 to 10 guys so early in this race, and none of this was his fault. You know, the two
Nope.
guys got close together, and for some reason, thank you iRacing, and now all of a sudden it just points fingers back at the 99, and it's not his fault. You know, it's
No.
just something weird happened. The two of them got close. I would have done the exact same thing. You know, but hats off to him really saving the car there and not sending it back up the track and really biting the wall.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Out of curiosity, we've got one. No. Yes, number 8. Are we red for a reason?
No.
Okay. All I need to know. I mean, I understand Hudgens being white. He's brand new. But I didn't know if he was like on probation.
No. These are new drivers. It's taken a little bit to get it to do my fancy yellow that looks all nice and pretty. No,
Okay.
that is Tony Richardson out there. I believe Brandon's getting a few guys in here. Definitely Devin Hudgens. He brought him along here, and then that 84 machine, not looking too bad. Interesting paint job
I
here.
like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, not too bad. Would have liked to see him in the last race out there for SCR Racing.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too bad. I do want to give a couple shout outs for those pit stops that did happen. Some took tires, some did not. Caleb Gilbert is up 16 positions now, breaking into the top 10. Man on the move. I mean, this is amazing. And you know, we've talked to Caleb many times before, and this is the mile-and-a-half cookie cutters. This is his thing. But we talked to Alex Forget at Dover after he hit the barrels, and he said, I feel pretty confident at this track that I'm going to do very well. And right now, he's up 9 positions. He now has the lead. But here is the key, Jacob, and I want you to consider this. A 7-second pit stall time, so you know this is a fuel and go.
Yep.
Is it suicide taking tires so soon?
Is it a suicide not taking tires at this point? Or are you asking,
Taking them.
do they need to take it now? Well, no, not really. I don't think so. Because it's like I said earlier, you know, this track produces a lot of, wow, we got a little bit of a stack up right here going into the pit, or going into the start finish line. Looked like they kind of stacked up. But anyway, I mean, no, not really. I mean, you know, they've got a lot of sets. I think they started 4 sets laying and 1 on the car. So no, I don't think it's necessarily suicide. I mean, it's like I said, you know, this track, you know, you can burn your tires up real fast here, and I think, you know, they might be trying to play that game. You know, some of them stayed out, or excuse me, some of them went in, they got fuel to be able to make it to the end of the stage. Some of them guys, they might have their cars set up better to run on tires rather than run on old tires, you know. So, and some of them other guys, they might have burned them up right there at the start. So, I mean, no, honestly, for me, I don't think it's suicide this early. No.
Well, they do have 5 sets of tires laying, so that
Okay.
you know, that may change. You know, may make your angle even better.
Well-
Okay, well then that makes it even better. Then if they've got 5 laying, then let's go with it. Yeah, absolutely. I would have took a set right there, but I mean, I don't know. They might know something I don't know, but I would have took a set right there.
Man, glad you guys think of that. I wasn't sure if that'd be a good idea. All right, let's get ready to get this one back underway. Under green flag as we start lap 21. Alex Forget Roubaix into the front, and away he goes across the start-finish line, and we get this one going again, and I'm excited. I like seeing these guys clumped up. Some of them have sworn, please do not give me a pit stop under green, but look who's firing up the center. Trevor Keith in the number 15, sending it straight up. No!
No.
Big rig.
Oh no,
No.
Nick Alves!
Second week in a row right there for Nick Alves to get caught up in something, and everybody just trying to get through it right there, Patrick. Wow. But big heartbreak right
Yeah,
there.
even the fuel calculator got caught up in this one.
Yes, even
Holy
Grant
cow.
Thorpe was all the way up front. Now he's back here.
Definitely some body damage. Don't see anything broken here on Grant Thorpe. Holy cow. Drivers involved: John Fike, Grant Thorpe, Nick Alves, Wayne Lowe, and Nick Shell. Just to name a few there. A lot of them were, I guess, like the plague. You know, a lot of people were touched, but some did not survive on that one. We'll see how many end up back down pit. I would say Joseph Joya, he is end up down pit, and Stella, I think, yeah, there he is. He's working his way out now. Definitely something happened. He had a 12-minute pit stall time. Wow.
Yeah, Joy has been down there for quite some time.
Yeah, I'm not quite
Even
sure
before
happened.
before the last
Yeah,
caution.
we looked right over top at kind of what was happening, and we saw there was a connection here with Wayne Lowe, and I'm not quite sure how or why it got started like this. The 15 machine got really close, sending it 3 wide, and it looks like, I'm not sure if Lowe got back down, and the contact was made, or Trevor Keith was trying to slide to the outside here.
But take a look at Grant Thorpe was already sideways up in front of this. Yeah, he was not involved in this wreck with the 24 and the 15. He did his own.
Wow. Wow, that was yeah, I'm trying to break this all down. This is a crazy wreck here. Something turned Grant. Something turned Grant here, and I'm not quite sure what got Grant Thorpe. He is down pit now, having to take some repairs.
I think honestly, Patrick, when he got right there, yeah, I think he caught that seam right there, coming off of turn 2, and these seams, some of these guys will use those seams. That was something that I forgot to mention earlier. Is this track's got numerous seams, and it'll help the car rotate better than it would just running right up against the wall or right on the bottom or what have you. The seam, it throws the car off balance, so it's going to help it turn. And I think that's exactly what happened with the 34 Wayne Lowe. Is it looked like he kind of got up, or he kind of got up on the seam coming off of turn 2. And I think that's the exact same thing of what happened to Grant Thorpe. It's just them guys just running right on that seam, and it just spun them out. And everybody else behind them sitting here trying to dodge it. But I mean, that's a racing incident, in my personal opinion, from seeing that right there. It's just getting on the seam and just getting loose on cold tires.
Yeah, that was definitely an ugly one. I know Grant Thorpe spinning out the one, but I'm wondering if that 3 wide, idea with Trevor Keith sending it straight up the center with Wayne Lowe on the outside. I don't know if so early into the race I've been trying to make some a gutsy move like that, but like there was room. He took the advantage, and I think just not enough communication. Somebody's spotter's getting fired after that one, saying, hey, don't come down or check up just a little bit. But that is just causing more and more problems for some of the drivers out there. Pit stops did happen for 19th on back. Tay McDonald, James Loveland, Grant Thorpe, Trevor Keith, Wayne Lowe, Nick Schell, Christopher Schaefer came back down. Tony Richardson, John Fike, Zach Hanna, and I think Nick Alves survived. Good. Hey, Nick Alves survived, and Caleb Gilbert working his way back out of pit.
That's unfortunate to see right there with Nick Alves. I mean, that's 2 races, basically 2 races in a row that he's got caught up in, something not of his doing. I mean, it had nothing to do with Nick Alves, with Wayne Lowe just getting loose right there on that seam and just coming down. So, I mean, very unfortunate for Nick Alves. So hopefully his car's not too torn up, and hopefully he's able to salvage what he can out of this race.
Yeah, choose cone rule has been taken now, so it looks like Alex Forget will be starting in the 19 machine in that number 1 position, outside row. Kevin Orlando will be starting on the bottom, and Rob Rader up 10 positions, not too shabby, sitting 3rd. Blake Cook from pole position to 4th, and Brandon Dunford, who started 6th, will be starting in the top 5. Right now, biggest mover is Trevor Earhart. He's up 15 positions, sitting right outside that top 5 mark. But let's go ahead and get this one back underway as we wait for that green flag to drop.
Ready, go!
All right, let's try this again. Definitely from these tires being scuffed up, they're going to try to be a little more careful this time. Kevin Orlando under fire by Rader. Raider on the 53, Chapman Environmental Services Ford on the outside. Whoa, Kevin sliding around. Give it to Raider here. You see he's kind of looking for that breath of fresh air there on the outside. And now he's
Probably
taking
going
it
to
to
have
the
a
bottom.
caution back here in the back, Patrick. Looks like
Oh.
Ryan Twinham got, I don't know exactly what, all I know is he spun. I'm going to try to see what I can see out of it, but he looked like he got spun coming off of the turn. I'm sitting there watching it. Oh, wow. No, it was 2 other cars that got into it, and
All right,
he was just a poor victim of it.
We'll see what happens here as we kind of see if we can find a better angle of what happens here during the start. We're taking a look at John Fike in the 09 here. Oh, whoa, look at that stack up at the line. That was a stack up there. Then we'll stick here with Ryan Twinham here. Yeah, because it can't happen much farther. Oh, yeah. Oh. What in the world? Was that Tay? I don't think so.
I don't know who somebody just came off the wall. Just
That was
yeehaw.
Tay McDonald in the 71.
Oh.
Looked like he just came down right there.
God. And
Wow.
Tynan caught in again.
I know.
Man, yeah, and you know, I feel so bad for the guy. You know, he didn't do anything, and again,
Nope.
caught again. But I would
Did
say,
it actually hit him this time?
oh yeah,
Again? Oh.
yeah, I would say just that spin here is kind of Tay getting loose. But I think where you see where Kynan's coming up here, and there's a little contact from Kynan here, but Twinham is loose from the damage he received at the stack up. So he gets way loose. Tay gets it as well, and then both of them. Holy cow! This is really turning into an interesting race, and the the different strategy you take here, because we're kind of waiting for that lap 40 mark for the stage. If it happens at lap 35, they'll call it the stage there. But it's just getting so
Messy.
yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Low Alves, Tay McDonald, Caleb Gilbert, all down pit for extended time here. Down pit road here. I believe Nick Alves working his way out, probably fixing some damage he had from before. Caleb Gilbert as well. Tay McDonald trying to square his car away so he doesn't get loose again. All drivers making it back out of pit. Awesome job. Guys out there watching, hit up that chat. I know it's looking messy here, but we'll see if Ryan Twinham, I think he may have exited pit a little late there, so I think he might be a lap down. Dang. Yep, not looking good. Back down pit for John Fike and Tony Richardson. Tony Richardson, quick splash and go here. Fike, Alves hurries around and back down pit for him.
Oh.
Well, he's got a lot of damage to that race car, and I think that's what he's trying to square away. You see a little bit of crumple there on that right front corner.
Yeah.
And he should have had some damage on the back end, but he's definitely getting it squared away here. And I don't blame him. It's early in the race. There's no sense in throwing away your race so early. Let's try to get it going. Still single file here. Pace car lights should be out this time around. So they're going to have to hurry and scoot back out there. And Jake, when you end up in a situation where you get damaged so early here in the race, I mean, you've got to sacrifice time. You've got to come back down pit road. You've got to fix the car. And you can't wait. You can't gamble on maybe fixing it later. You've got to fix it now.
Yeah, you got to fix it now. I mean, with the aero package that these cars has, you've got to get everything possible fixed as early as possible, because I mean your race is not over with. I mean there's still 100 laps left. I mean, granted, you're in trouble for stage points because you're not going to be able to get any, but this early in the race, and from what we've seen out of everybody racing and everybody getting loose and all the wrecks that we've seen so early, anything can happen. You can still move up spots, but I mean I agree 100%. Yes, they need to get it fixed as quick as they can. But one quick thing I was going to mention, Patrick, all these cautions coming up to this stage right here Some of these guys like Trevor Earhart, he's all the way up to 5th, started in the back. Jeffrey Israel and Jeremy Burns. All these guys started in the back, all of them inside the top 10, looking at possible stage points right here if everything works out the way that they want it to. And they might get lucky right here because I'm sure that they did not take any tires when they pitted. So everything looking pretty good for them. They're just hoping and waiting. Maybe we'll get that caution around lap 35 or so. That way I can get these stage points.
Oh yeah, they could only hope as we get back underway here. Green flag is out, and away they go. Let's get this one going here. I already see a little bit of a stack up there in the background. The Brandon Richardson, Jackson Lomax area. I'm hoping nothing too bad's going to go along there. Matthew Robinson sliding to the outside, trying to see if he can get a breath of fresh air. He does. Richardson rotates up. So now a stack up on the outside line where Richardson, the 29 Chevrolet, just moved to. Robinson into the wall. No.
Don't mess up that paint job.
Yeah, he's on 3 wide now as we've already got a lot of trouble. Kynan Jones sitting 14th after so many bang-ups here. He's going to continue moving on up. Hopefully the 87 is Zach Hanna sees him there, and he does. But Kynan having he's going to have to rotate to the top line here. Stella, as you know, we've seen multiple times here that bottom line just doesn't hold as well as the top does.
No, it's great for diving in, but it seems like, you know, your long, smooth, steady is more dependable on top.
Yeah, Parker Johnston moving up 14 positions, sitting 12th. He'll be riding right on the inside to Justice Murphy. And I give it right now, I hate to spoil it, but Justice Murphy having a fantastic race here so far. He has dropped outside of the top 10, but I think Justice Murphy might be saving it. But look at that shot up here in the front. Oh my gosh. Right now we've got a bunch of drivers going about 4 wide up here, trying to figure out who's going to take what spot. Not too bad here by the Racing Revolution League, as this is the kind of racing you expect to see. Holy cow, and right now Alex Forget down to 9th after starting the race in the lead. Raider looks like he might be getting a stage win here, though, in front of Kevin Orlando and Trevor Earhart, 1, 2, and 3. Fantastic job. We're keeping an eye here on Alex Forget on the outside. Ooh, contact with the wall there a little bit. Kind of skins the car just a bit. Oh, man, I hope that doesn't cause any damage for him later on down the line. But Matthew Robinson, the number 1 Chevrolet, oh yeah, sends Alex into the wall. Definitely not good, especially when they're teammates. They're going to be talking amongst one another, saying, "Man, I shouldn't have done that. My bad, brother." And moving on, Grant Thorpe. Let's find him. Where's the fuel calculator? Right now, he just passed Alex Forget, as Forget has now dropped down to 17th now and still marching back. So right now, this is not looking good for his bid for a win here tonight, but there's still plenty of race left to go. Grant Thorpe following behind James Loveland in the 02. Here comes Kynan sitting in the 13. Where does Kynan go when Jacob Sirkovich sits behind him? These two have been in many, many tangle-ups here, Stella, and I know, I hope there's no bad blood between the 99 and the 18 out there, as I hope, you know, there's not going to be any contact of, you know, getting somebody else in trouble yet again.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything between them. It's just the fact that they're usually in that back third, and, you know, it's just odds. You know, the odds are you're going to get into some kind of a tangle-up when the wrecks are all in front of you.
Mountain Man still looking to see if he can get into the top 10. Matthew Robinson makes sure he puts another position on him here, moving Jeremy back to the 12th position. Matthew Robinson not too bad here as we kind of take a look at it.
Oh, no.
Trevor Keith looks like he got turned into the fence like Tay McDonald. Ran right into him as he was already spun out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's a heartbreaker right there.
Wow. And just for you, Trevor Keith, I will not turn on your camera right now because I can probably read your lips on that one.
Just thinking the same thing.
Alrighty, hold on everybody. We're going to go to a caution break here as everybody's coming down pit, and let's kind of break down what happened here. All right, everybody, and we're taking a look at it here, and we got a kind of four-wide situation here. We see Kynan Jones sitting in the front, Grant Thorpe, the fuel calculator, sitting on the bottom. We're taking a look at Trevor Keith in the 15, dead center of your screen. Now, Jacob Sirkovich and Tay McDonald are sitting high side here, and this is looking a pretty nasty move here. Is notice how Trevor Keith hooking through this turn, and then looks like he rotates up a little bit because I think he saw Grant Thorpe working his way up the line. And Tay McDonald never seeing it here. And gets hammered into the wall. Oof.
No.
Yeah, and then the 87 of Zach Hanna there, I think was hoping he was going to break free there. There's a car backwards, so a little damage to the 87 as well. Tay McDonald back down pit road to get that thing fixed up. He is not going to be a happy camper heading into this race. As Stella, that is the stage break. So,
yes.
Not too bad. Raider coming away with the stage win here. Once again, we've talked about this, is Raider is not won himself into the playoffs yet he leads in stage points.
Always a bridesmaid, but never the bride.
Well, I think what he might be hoping for is, no matter what out there, if he is able to win on points going in, I mean, I'm sure we're going to see a Raider win. It's just a long time coming. It's going to happen somewhere. But the stage points he'll be taking, he'll almost be able to slide through the first round of 16 without needing a good win, without needing a good placement to sling him through the next one with the, so many stage points collecting up in the first half here.
Well, the big thing is, consistency. If he keeps collecting the stage points, either winning the stage or being in the top 10, when that win does come, it's just going to catapult him. He'll not just be in the playoffs, but now he'll be in the playoffs with this huge set of bonus points.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time. I mean, really, this Chapman Environmental Services 53 Ford has got to make it somewhere. And I know, he's got a certain couple of tracks. Hey, Rob. He knows we're watching. So, we know there's a chance, there's a time, there's a place. Is this the track tonight? Maybe. This could be it. Seeing how many cautions we're getting here, this may be tripping Raider off his game here. We know the pit strategy. He had a game plan coming in, but, 4 cautions in the first 40 laps. This might be a really rough start and may actually trip him up pretty bad here.
Well, I think, if he just continues to keep to his strategy of tires, keep to his strategy of fuel, I just look at all the extra pit stops as benefits.
Yep. Now I take a look back here because sometimes on this choose cone rule, man.
Ooh, that was close.
Dylan Smoot almost messed up there.
All 4 tires, people.
Dylan Smoot almost messed up. Come on, Nick Alves, get back up there.
Yeah, and if anybody's watching the choose cone rule, if you do not have all 4 tires on either one side or the other of that little square at the start-finish line, you will be penalized, and that penalty is an EOL, and that penalty is losing 10 points on the race.
Yeah.
So call it out. If you mess it up, just say, hey, I got 3 instead of 4, and maybe, you'll take your EOL now versus, later.
Oof. I don't know, man. But it kind of, starts breaking down of how critical it is on your lane choice. I mean, right now I think Raiders probably got the more favorable line. I think he's going to get a heck of a shove here from Earhart. Earhart's going to be ready to go. And
think so too.
There's Terry. I see you out there. I see Terry. Terry finally shows up here. Welcome.
Finally.
We have a few cautions here, but man, you want to talk about somebody on the move as we're back under green. Trevor Earhart, 19 positions gained in that number 21 machine and on the outside, but he's getting shoved by Blake Cook. Huge shot there, and now Trevor Earhart able to hold on to that speed. But now, whereas we come out of turn 2, ooh, man, a little scuff with the wall there. Trevor Earhart trying to take a little aerodynamic lesson there and try to square that car off and see if he can make it more in the shape of a bullet. But let's rotate back where Justice Murphy is in a boatload of trouble right now. 3 wide with him and the 56 machine of Brandon Dunford and Parker Johnston. And then back he goes. Holy cow. cow. Bad start there, and it looks like maybe a quick jam up there. And now, yeah, here we go.
No.
Now Forget taking a peek on the outside, may get ready to cause some trouble here. As Forget kicks it into the wall, as well as the 29 machine of Brandon Richardson.
Oh.
That's going to be a lot of damage to that 29 machine. It's hard to find a solid spot on this track here, guys, because there are guys crashing everywhere, and I don't know what in the world is going on out here, but somebody's got to find some traction.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, they're using each other and the walls to keep going in a forward direction, and that's painful.
The 09 of John Fike using Brandon Richardson to get around this turn here as they exit 2 again. No problem. Look at Fike snug up alongside of Brandon Richardson. They're trying to drive him into this outside wall as they head around. Not looking too good. 3 wide still here. Look at where the fuel calculator is. He's still on the bottom. Grant Thorpe trying to come back from it here. But Grant Thorpe sitting 20th position. A lot of damage to his machine here all night. And I think the aerodynamics are going to start really taking effect here later on. Wow.
Going back to what you was talking about, Patrick, with them running the top, you know, the top, as we've seen before, you know, the top is the preferred lane, and obviously you're going to burn your tires up more, but it's a risk versus reward running up against the wall. Because like Grant Thorpe, granted his car is, you know, damaged and he's trying to salvage what he can, but he's running on the bottom of the track. He's nowhere near the wall. So he is basically good at that point. That way he's not going to get in any bad spot to make his car more in a worse spot. But all these guys that's running up top, they're just trying to get everything they can. But like I said, it's a risk versus reward. You get in the gas a little bit too much, you can get straight into the fence. Matthew Robertson right there coming off of turn 4. He got into the fence just a little bit, as I just saw. So, like I said, it's a risk versus reward. It's fast up there, but if you can hold it up there and not get in the gas too much, you should be okay, and you'll be able to have a good car.
Look at that run right now. Matthew Robinson with a fantastic run there. Gives Dylan Smoot a heck of a shove because he's tired of being caught up in this pile. Right now, Justice Murphy about to be gobbled up next. He's going to be really nervous heading here into the back as he might be under fire yet again. Justice Murphy just trying to get in the top 10 here. And I think Kansas
big
really...
wreck.
Oh, no.
Big wreck.
No.
Kyman Jones, big wreck. Huge. And everybody just keeps piling in right there in the tri-oval. Wow. Kyman Jones took a shot going into the turn. Looked like Jackson Lomax hooked somebody straight into him.
So, you're saying there's a chance. Yet again, it wasn't him. Parker Johnson, John Fike, Jackson Lomax, Kynan Jones, all caught up in this this latest caution here. Let's take a look. Trying to see what... Oh, wow.
Here it
Wow,
comes.
he doesn't even see it.
Yep, Parker nails him on the back corner.
Doesn't
and then Buc-ee's takes a bite out of him.
Doesn't even see it. Holy cow, what an excellent angle, though. I gotta admit, that is awesome. Look at this shot here. I think this is the 96 Jackson Lomax. Parker Johnson got nothing. Around they go. Sirkovich caught. Fight caught. Boy, did you see that? Did you see that net code there with Jackson Lomax? Watch Jackson Lomax.
Wow.
Clink.
Wow.
Heavens.
Yeah, the net code is very... And the worst part is actually iRacing was down today for a good little bit under maintenance. Look at this. Boom. Man.
Come on, gentlemen.
All right, Joya. Hit the brakes, buddy. This is the Racing Revolution League. We got it. We stop, man. They'll fire the rest of the way through. Just insult to injury here. All right, Kynan down pit road here, and I already see Kynan out there in the chat saying "ow." Once again, so right now, if I am, I'm not. Hold on. Let me. Before I put my foot in my mouth, lap 16 and lap 48, Kynan has been in trouble on out there under cautions. I swear there's another. He is not in caused of any of this.
No.
and
No.
once again smashed to pieces. And I mean, I think he's probably going to have a broken toe link from that lick he took to the wall. So we'll see if he ends up having to go to the infield car care center, if these guys are destroyed. Let's get back out to the front here as who is down pit. Let's talk about it. Wayne Lowe, Trevor Keith, Brandon Richardson, Tay McDonald, Parker Johnston, Kynan Jones, Jackson Lomax, and John Fike. All these guys are down there for repairs, and this is really brutal because this is going to start putting guys' laps down here. But look who remains. Yes, back out onto the track. Kynan's going to try to squeeze out there before the pace car. He's got to hurry, though. Yeah, he made it. Holy cow. Kynan's going to sling back around, I guarantee it, back down pit road because he's got to keep getting some more repairs to that vehicle. Wayne Lowe, Parker Johnston, Brandon Richardson were able to squeeze out. Jackson Lomax still down pit. That's going to be it, and send him a lap down, John Fike and Joseph Joya. And I would say Joya took a heck of a lick there when he went into the pit there and took that wicked shot to the parked car. And I just, it's not good. Oh, yeah, kind of out there saying the wheel snapped out of his hands and out of his wrist got hurt, which was fun.
Yep.
Good Lord. Well, 31 drivers, minus Michael Bennett, started this race here. We got ooh, hey, look at this. Check out this. You see who's down pit.
Yes.
Yeah, 36 seconds down pit road. The number 21 machine of Trevor Earhart. Wonder if that was a scheduled stop here. 36 seconds. I don't know if 4 tires and fuel or if he had a speeding penalty or what happened here. Definitely an interesting strategy here. I don't know if that may play, fuel and go or what happened. Let's see, a couple other drivers. Wayne Lowe back down pit.
Now, if you have to come down for a 30-second penalty, because you sped the last time you were in, can you get something done during that 30 seconds? Or do
I
you
don't
just have
believe
to
you
sit
can.
there?
No.
I don't believe you can. I think you've actually got to sit there. I mean, you can go ahead and get, if you want to get tires, you want to get gas, that's fine. But it will, with iRacing, it will let you service the car, and then after you service the car,
Wow.
then it starts the service penalty. So
Okay.
he might have got busted for speeding going in, and they may have tacked it on right there with that pit stop right there. So, I mean, I don't know.
Let's see if we
It
can
sucks to see that.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let's take a look at Kynan of that inside car and see what happened here when he never saw it.
Oh. Okay. I can see that being a risk breaker.
Ooh, still going. Oh, wow. Did you see John Fike got wiped out? Oh, my God. Yeah. Wow. All right. Woo. Sorry.
Here we go.
All right, let's get going.
The world.
Wow, look at that start.
A Raider telling Orlando some monkey business.
Yeah, I guess so. Definitely interesting to kind of see on that. Devin Hudgens, new driver, now second position. Raider marching back. Look who's flying around the outside. Dallas Ford set. Here he comes. Right now, he's probably going to give Raider a heck of a shove here. Let's see what happens. As Jeffrey Israel there on the inside in the number 6 right now. Another driver of Element X Racing trying to fire his way up there and collect up, I would say. Rob Raider, Jeffrey Israel, and Caleb Gilbert sitting right now pretty close. I believe we're missing Jeremy Burns, who's still fighting down there in the 12th position. New driver, here he comes. Devin Hudgens, time to show what you're worth. Man, gets in a 3-wide situation, holds it, not too shabby there. So he is cleared for racing, and he's doing a great job of it. No tangle ups for Mr. Hudgens out here. But man, it is definitely getting pretty dicey out there here at Kansas.
Yeah, it looks like Orlando's having a bit of a loose problem. I mean, I don't usually see them going down the straightaways with the back end leading.
Keep seeing these guys trucking around here. Down pit road, Jackson Lomax and Joya still down pit. I believe John Fike might be out of the race. He is taking that back to the garage. Pile-ups still continue back there. We'll stick kind of in this Shell area. Looks like Shell might be getting in some trouble in that 58 Chevrolet. think, I would say, Jacob, you think anybody's getting over the radio and saying, "Hey, man, cut it out," because it's starting. It seems calm for now.
Right now, it seems calm. I think everybody's kind of seen, over the past couple of wrecks of, what can happen. I mean, we talked about this before the race of how many lanes that they're able to run, and where the fast lane is, or what have you. So, I mean, yeah, I think everybody's just kind of gotten where somebody is keyed up. I don't know who it is, but somebody's keyed up, and somebody said, "Look, we need to calm down, get some laps in. Let's try to clean this guy. I mean, let's try to, let's clean this race up, guys. I mean, we got a bunch of guys watching this right here. Let's clean it up, and let's try to get, a good long green flag running. Let's see what these cars can do. Let's see what our setups can do." So, right now it's looked like that it's cleaned up. The start looked crazy, but yeah, I mean, it has looked like that it's cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah, Trevor trying to see if he can battle back where he was. He was originally there in the top 3. Now sitting 16th, so Earhart got to chop through the field again, but he's already done this once before. Definitely some lucky breaks for him, slicing through the field, especially after his really, really bad qualifying time. But he got up to the front, and he's going to have to do it again. But let's rotate up front here. And Stella, take a look. Kevin Orlando's been up front all night here. He just seems to have this, kind of presence here in this top 5 that he belongs here. And I'm kind of wondering if he's going to be able to squeak out a win because he's going to need one to get into the playoffs.
Yes, he is. Between missing a race, I believe, after he had a bad race or bad win 1 week, he needs it now because it's we're about halfway through, I believe, and crunch time is coming. He's got it in him.
Yeah, well, I like what I see because Kevin Orlando's still hanging around up here. He doesn't have the lead forever. He doesn't, but he's not falling away. I mean, we saw Alex Forget, he was in the front there for a while and then kind of fell off. I mean, I think it was a pit stop call, and that's all it was. You saw he didn't take tires while everybody else behind him, and he fell all the way back to 17th. Made some contact with the wall, and now he's, but now good pit strategy, working his way back to the front. And here he is again, now sitting for second, putting Rob Rader under fire here in the next couple laps, because I guarantee that 19th Toyota is looking for a seam.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. He's taking a look now. Trying to see if he can get a little more. Right now, as the draft goes, the draft comes back. Interesting to see Rob not spinning out, losing the downforce on the tail end that he needs to stay in the front and stay connected to the track. But so far, so good. Really out of our top 5. Raider, Alice Forget sitting 1 and 2. Kevin Orlando rounding out our 3rd place. Caleb Gilbert sitting 4th. And 5th is Jeffrey Israel. Top 5 covered by 3 drivers from Element X Racing, and it's not too bad because they really have a commanding a presence out here. But oh man, here we go. Stella, check a look at this. Alex Forget onto the bottom. Rob Rader's now been pushed back to 2nd, but for how long?
Oh, I don't give it too long. He'll push his way back up there.
Yeah, Alex Forget, you can see, wants to rotate to the top. 53 of Rob Rader definitely comes down, and you see him kind of snug down, not allowing him to rotate up. So Alex Forget is going to have even more trouble down there on the bottom. Whether this is going to make a huge problem for him and his tires, don't know at this point, because now falling back, there we go. Rob picks up the pace and starts pulling away. Now Rob, before the caution, had at least a 2nd lead before, but he's not breaking away this time, and it's interesting to see since everybody pit back on lap 38.
Really?
Yeah, Grant Thorpe is pit back on lap 49 with a 9.5 second pit stall time. Right now, Grant Thorpe is broken back into the top 10 here, and still charging forward. Blake Cook, our original pole sitter, now down to 10th, and the rest of what we're seeing here is a lot of guys moving around. I mean, guys are starting in the back, in the front. This is amazing.
Well, seeing Grant Thorpe up here again in the top 10, I mean, we've seen him bumped, turned, twisted, banged. I mean, I saw one where he was zipping around in the back, and it didn't cause a caution, but I was very surprised.
Still trying to get it going on here. Down pit road is Chris Schaefer. He's down pit now, so I don't know if something may have happened to his machine. Not showing anything out here on the ticker. Maybe some contact with the wall, and he can't do any longer. They may have meatball flagged him. But talking about some of our guys here in the top 10. Raiders up 12 positions. Alice Forget's up 8. Caleb Gilbert's up 20 positions. Kevin Orlando's down 2. James Loveland, welcome back, sitting 5th. Right now, he is up about 24, 25 as he battles along with Matthew Robinson here, who's up 12. So, I mean, a lot of drivers moving on their way up. Dunford's down 1, Grant Thorpe's down 4, Blake Cook's down 8, and Jeffrey Israel is up 8. So, the entire shift of this field of guys starting in the back and are now up here leading, this is amazing.
Yeah, Patrick, it is amazing. It seems like, honestly, I mean, you'd probably be better off just to not even qualify from what the statistics are showing. I mean, we're sitting there looking at it. You know, you got a bunch of these guys, like you said, they all started at the back. You know, Caleb Gilbert and James Loveland, I mean, way back there at the back, gained so many positions. Now, granted, some guys that started up front, they got caught up in wrecks, they got caught up in incidents that was not of their doing, and that's just racing deals on that. But they're able to go out there and capitalize off of that. So, I mean, I tell you, Patrick, if it's me, I wouldn't even qualify. I would just start at the back because it's looking like that it's working out for these guys.
Yeah, that it is. And, you know, kind of just seeing different things shuffling around as we're riding along there with Matthew Robinson. Here's Grant Thorpe. He's working his way up. It says still sitting 8th, and he's getting ready to reel in these two. Brandon Dunford and James Loveland. These two guys here in the front. But we've got a lot of battles out here on the track. And I'm waiting to see if Caleb Gilbert thinks about trying to pass Alice Forget, who is sitting 2nd. Right now, that 54 machine keeps taking a peek, gets a breath of fresh air, and then drops back in line. So this may be Caleb Gilbert's game plan here. You know, I know favorite to win tonight would have been Ray Lane. If it were my second pick, that number 54 of Caleb Gilbert to bring home the win at this one, that would probably be what I would say is Caleb is very strong at these 1.5 miles. He waits these guys out. He has great pit strategy. He's able to stay mostly out of trouble, you know, and then he's able just to, you know, capitalize when he can. And I still think we're still waiting on something from Caleb Gilbert here. But Stella, when we're looking at the race here, and money is up for grabs. We got $100 on this race. You know, we've been doing the 20s, the 25s. This is a $100 run. I mean, that kind of changes the thought process of some of these guys of no pressure. But now we see Matthew Robinson full send through 3 and 4 here to rotate up in front of Caleb Gilbert. And now we see 2 drivers from Performance Motorsports and 2 from Element X Racing here in the top 4. And they're going to be going at it here.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, this is what racing should look like right here. I mean, I love the moving around. I love the lead changes, and I like it clean.
Yeah, this is kind of how it should have been. Taking a look, Grant Thorpe, here he comes. As if he can pass Kevin Orlando here, he's going to be back into the top 5. I mean, this is
very good.
Yeah, no kidding. Grant Thorpe had his last tangle up during the caution, crashed on lap 21. And still moving his way on through. So not too bad the last 50 laps, being able to turn his race around here and get back to the front.
Now, Matthew Robinson, do you not have a camera on him tonight?
I do. We have seen Mr. Robinson. Of course we have.
Oh. Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, look at that 3D printed Performance Motorsports there in the back. Not too shabby.
Not at all.
Yeah, not too shabby. A little shout out there for Michael Bennett. The 14 Ford Slurp that was unable to make it out here tonight, being able to hook a couple of these guys up with some sweet 3D printed stuff.
But at least he's got Jacob Sirkovich running a Slurp car. Yeah. So he's not completely unrepresented.
Yeah. Hey, check out that new damage model.
Oh, Lord.
All right, let's get it to Nick Alves. Nick Alves has been having some trouble. He's still fighting a lot of damage. Right now, Alves sitting 20th.
Yeah, we haven't seen him yet tonight either.
Yeah, I know. I got to give it to... Oh, hold on. We got pit. Oh, we got pit. Oh, we got pit.
Robert Rader's on pit road.
Yeah. Seeing these guys working their way down. Tay McDonald almost contact there with Trevor Keith. They haven't already gotten in a tangle up earlier in the race, so let's hopefully we don't continue that as we get this one going. Tay McDonald is down pit road in his pit stall now, so what does Tay do? Does he have enough? See, a couple of these other drivers are kind of considering moving on here. I don't know. Oh man, I think Kynan is taking it back to the garage. Let's say where Justice Murphy is. Yeah, I think so. Kynan Jones is out of the race, out to the garage. So Kynan will have better luck next week, and that I probably would say that track is going to be a little more forgiving. But I lied. It's Darlington.
Darlington.
So, well, some people are able to capitalize at tracks you wouldn't think. You know, they struggle at one like this, and then you get an insane one. You know, like the Charlotte Roval or something, and then they blast it away. So there's still that possibility. Justice Murphy working his way down pit road, and guess who's back into the lead? Grant Thorpe.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, Grant Thorpe, remember I said he pit back on lap 49, so he has a good ample amount of time out here he can spend here in the front. But tire fall off. I mean, is this going to be huge? You know, Brandon Richardson, 31.6, his best time with his last time with a 33.65. You know, Grant Thorpe right now, 31.5 is his best time. 32.82 is what he's running. I mean, does this...
1 second is not bad, but 2 seconds I'd start to be concerned.
Yeah. Take a look at some of our last lap times out here, and it's going to be trippy. I would probably say, you know, an interesting idea would be, you know, if Grant Thorpe were to stay out here and a caution were to happen, it's going to put a lot of drivers a lap down, and kind of trip them up a little bit here. That would be pretty crazy here, but let's keep an eye out there. Grant Thorpe, Trevor Earhart, and Zach Hanna. We haven't talked about Zach Hanna in the 87. I know he had gotten a little bit of trouble earlier as well. But it's showing nothing out of him. But the 87 machine out here in this 87 Toyota, not too shabby here, but really, as pit stops start happening, you know, Jacob, four tires and fuel has got to be a must here. Do you ever take just 2 tires here at Kansas?
Only on a green-white checkered. If it was me, only on a green-white checkered. Never take just 2 tires here at Kansas. You know, it's like I've said before, this track, it looks really smooth. It looks like it's just smooth as silk, and they're able to just drive right around it, you know, with no tire wear. But these next-gen cars, they will eat your tires alive. And going to Darlington next week, it's just going to be worse because, you know, Darlington is worn out track. Kansas, granted, it's had its, I guess you could say, a revamp process from the past. So, no, absolutely not. No 2 tires. Unless it's green, white, checkered and you're trying to get track position, that's the only time you take 2 tires here.
Wow. I could definitely agree with you on that. I would not want to risk having a worn set of left side tires. I mean, I'm assuming right sides has got to be a must at all times, just the amount of beating it takes, but not having that grip on the left rear can send you around just as bad. As we're taking a look here at Dylan Smoot right now, 21st for him, and that 92 Ford has got to fight his way back to the front. But he did come down, solid pit stop for him on lap 74, 15 seconds in the box and back out and letting her rip again. But, you know, it's kind of switching back and forth of the guys who were on the lead lap, guys who were falling back. You know, it's looking pretty rough as only the top 6 are our guys on the lead lap. Parker Johnson being the last one out there. Brandon Richardson, Wayne Lowe, Nick Alves, he's hung out there. Zach Hanna and Grant Thorpe. But now we've got faster guys, we've got slower guys, you know, and the tire factor is really coming in here. Nick Alves' best time was a 31.5. Right now running a 33.26, still with damage out there. But, you know, he's got to take tires here pretty soon. I mean, he came in pit on lap 49. Does it get better or does it get worse here for Nick Alves?
It's gonna be tough. I mean, I think what Nick Alves is trying to do at that point right there. He's just staying out, and just hoping something will happen, possibly to get a caution of any way, shape, fashion, or form. But we see him going down pit road along with Zach Hanna. So the main thing about it is, though, that 77 with Grant Thorpe, we talked about him a while ago. He stayed out, or excuse me, he pitted at, he got caught up in a wreck. I mean, this man right here, he's doing all he can to stay out there. But here's the thing. He's going to have fresher tires when he goes in and pits in some odd laps. So he's going to have a lot fresher tires than some of these other guys, and he'll be able to run them down just like he was able to when this run started. As here he comes. He's coming down pit road.
Yeah, he's got to do something now. The only ones to get back onto the lead lap.
Slow down. Oh.
Yeah,
okay, if you go around the outside of it, is it okay? As long as you don't hit the cone?
Nope.
Dang.
There's a chance he's going to have a 15-second penalty for entering pit.
Recklessly.
Yep. Illegal pit entrance, I think is what they call it. So we'll see the 77 machine. He's going to come down. He's going to need tires. I know. Now is almost where you gamble. You take right sides, and then you got to spend that extra 15 seconds that you could have taken. Maybe doing less or something, but it might be an idea. But let's go ahead and put on 4. He's going to sit down there for a while. Yep, he's spending that time in the box now. Raider now back into the lead. Looks like he's catching up. Probably some lap traffic here. Brandon Richardson is on the lead lap, but the speed Raider's putting out here, that 29 machine might be the one to slide around here. The key is for Alex Forget not to lose him. But guys, hold on just a moment. We're going to cut to commercial and we'll be right back.
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
And so we had an issue at a plant about 2 weeks ago. It was a traditional municipal wastewater treatment plant. Tremendous foaming on top of the basins. And so me and our lead operator for the site got our heads together. We pulled some samples, did the analysis of those samples. We actually looked at the bugs from the system under a microscope so that we could see the type of bug that was actually growing in there. And what we found actually was that there were very few bugs growing in there. The higher life forms in particular had died off, and we had the single cell protozoa type of bacteria growing in there. So what that told us was we probably got hit with some kind of toxic shock at the facility. So we immediately changed the way we were operating the plant. We changed the return activated sludge rates, the wasting rates, and did a few other things around the facility to try to really buffer ourselves against whatever had happened, because it's too late, right? It's already in the plant. So we're trying to buffer ourselves against whatever that toxic event was, because if it just happened yesterday, it's liable to happen again today. Usually these things go in like threes. And so it's taking real world experience, knowing that we not only needed to look at the analytical data that we were collecting at the time, but also looking at the bugs under the microscope, determining what's going on with the bug population in the aeration basins, and then taking that information, layering that together with the data we collected through analytical analysis, and coming up with a solution based on all that combined, which I think is a pretty unique approach to dealing with a problem like that at a facility.
I appreciate you guys joining us for a couple shout-outs from our sponsors out there. Do want to give a shout-out to Ray Lane Motorsports for sponsoring the race here at Kansas. Unfortunately, was unable to make it, but still, it was a heck of a battle for some of these drivers. If you guys were paying attention during the commercial as well, and you were completely drawn off to some of our videos out there, that you saw a awesome battle for the lead out there with Alex Forget and Rob Rader there. Awesome job. And you saw Forget look like a little contact there with the 53, but Rob has retaken the lead, pulled away by about half a second. And Matthew Robinson way off pace here, about another second and 3/4 back off Alex Forget rear bumper. And now it's starting to separate a little bit. You know, guys have calmed down. Racing's happened, but now we are all blown apart here on the track.
Yeah, we are all over the place. Everybody scattered all over the racetrack. You know, I mean, it's like we was talking about Rob Rader leading this thing, Alex Forget trying to catch him, Matthew Robertson, he's off the pace just a little bit. Kevin Orlando, we talked about him earlier in this race. He's been up in the top 5 almost literally the whole race that he's been, you know, up front. And then you got Trevor Earhart. He's up a bunch of positions. You got James Loveland. All these guys, I mean, everybody's just scattered all over the place. I mean, you're looking at it right there on your screen with that track map that you were showing. It looked like a bunch of Skittles in a bowl, honestly, Patrick. Just everybody just scattered all over the place. So, I mean, great racing, and I'm happy that they were able to clean it up from earlier, because this right here is when you're going to see who the driver is, who's the better driver, who's got the better setup, who's got the better car, rather than who can get lucky. That's what we all want to see. That's what racing's all about. Not who can get lucky, but who's the better driver.
Yeah, and right now out there in the chat, Terry is asking if anyone's passed more cars tonight than the 21. I do not believe so. No, right now Trevor Earhart has fought his way back up to 7th yet again, trying to see if he can finish out this race strong with some different pit strategy. He's now back on cycle with everybody else just a little bit later. Lap 79 is when he came down, so he's got a few extra laps to burn off. But let's talk a little bit about our guys who are laps down here. Parker Johnston, Caleb Gilbert, and Grant Thorpe. As Parker Johnson is the next one to fall below, so he will be the lucky dog next time if there's another caution.
No, next.
Caleb Gilbert and Grant Thorpe, and you hate to see it, but I do want to mention Caleb Gilbert and Grant Thorpe. Both these guys had 55-second pit stall times down pit road, and I think they both had to serve a penalty. So that is absolutely destroying the confidence of these guys for the remainder of the race. They would have to hope, you know, for 2-3 cautions out here to get caught back up. But really, look at Parker Johnston here, kind of giving Alex Forget a little bit of something to think about. As Forget makes contact with the wall, I think he wants to rotate down, but the 48 is holding him there. Lapped car, he definitely holding him, and he wants to rotate, but he can't. And I think tire wear is really starting to set in here.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, and I've been in the situation, you know, that Forget's in right there with a lap car. Just, I mean, this right here, honestly, in my personal opinion, this right here is what actually ticks some drivers off.
Oh,
and
yes.
That's just my personal opinion. I mean, you're a lap down and you're up here racing the leaders. You're making the leader have to burn his tires up more. And Rob Rader's just absolutely scooting away at this point. Forget's trying to catch him, and he's having a battle of lap car. That's when you key up on the mic and tell somebody, you know, tell the lap car, hey, look, what the heck are you doing? Get off my door. I'm trying to catch the leader. I'm racing for, you know, I'm racing for the lead. He's already one lap down. He's going to get the lucky dog if the caution comes out. What he needs to do is just back off, let these leaders go, and it looks like he's already did that.
Alex Forget, I think he's not happy. We're watching him right now as he's made contact with the wall a couple of times there on the turn exits. He's not happy with the way the car's handling right now. And right now, I guarantee you, if he's got a little bit of right side damage, he would love a caution to come out and kind of get that thing squared away a little bit and let the pit crew pull some of these fenders back out and then, you know, make him more whole again. Because right now, Rader is now pulling away. It seems whatever has happened is doing perfectly in his favor. And this may be his race, as we've only got about 33 laps left to go in this race. And definitely, I would probably say, Stella, looking at this, when that money comes out and somebody's willing to make it rain, guess who shows up?
Everybody comes out of the woodwork.
Oh, yeah. Well, already here in the infield car care center, Jackson Lomax. Let's see if we can grab a hold of Jackson Lomax here. Jackson Lomax, talk to me here, man. What happened with the race out there?
That's why I'm here. I haven't watched it back yet. I did apologize to Parker. I don't know if that was on me or checking up in front of him. He just didn't know I was there and tried to come down as well.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting rotation. I know it looked like he kind of squeezed, and you kind of tried to shoot the gap, and both of you guys connected there, and it's just a racing incident, man. It's a-okay. Unfortunately, that did kind of ruin your night here a little bit. Talk to me about, kind of what your good Lord, try it, Patrick. Let's go. Yeah, the
That's all,
outlook
folks.
here on the Darlington Raceway coming up. I mean, this is going to be pretty tough heading, with a finish like tonight into Darlington. Kind of what's your outlook? How do we get ourselves set for that race?
I just need to finish one of these, honestly. I feel like I've always got speed. I qualified P3 tonight. I put in some laps this week. I need to finish a race. That's all I need to do.
Definitely, it hurts when you get blasted to pieces, man. But sometimes it's wrong place, wrong time. I mean, I think both you and Kynan, the exact same thing. Neither one of you guys were really a cause of any of the accidents. You were just in them, and it's just and when you're in the league with no fast repairs, man, it just really puts the pressure on. You can't make a mistake, and if you do, man, that's it. You got to try again. But man, how do you feel that you're going to be at going into Darlington? You feel pretty strong about that track, or is this going to be like man? I hope I can finish that race as well.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna spend a couple nights turning some laps, put some practice in. I'll feel pretty decent whenever next Wednesday comes around.
All right, man. Well, appreciate you joining us here. You know what, Jackson? Go ahead and give me your shout outs, man. I don't get to talk to you much.
Shout out you guys. Jacob, you're doing a great job. All the admins in the league putting it on, and SRM.
Jackson Lomax, appreciate it, man. We'll catch you. I bet you we'll catch you over at the Doghouse Racing League, won't we?
More than likely.
Yeah, but the season ended, so we got to find another time.
Yeah.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Keep your head up, bud.
All right,
Look at that,
everybody.
Jacob. You got your own shout out.
Making progress.
All right.
Thank you.
Fresh new leader, Trevor Earhart in the 21 Chevrolet, has gotten the lead, but only for how long, we'll see. As you see him scrubbing the wall here. Oh, no. You might want to head down pit a little bit earlier. Oh,
Ooh.
boy.
Yeah, he's been scrubbing the wall a lot. I've been sitting there watching him
That's
the
what I
past
thought.
couple of laps. So he's been scrubbing it a good bit, and it's just given, the opportunity, for Brandon Dunford to be able to get right here. Looks like he's going to get to his left rear. Almost got to him, but these guys are racing the heck out of one another. Just trying to see if they can get up there and lead a lap, try to get some points. I'm sure they can get points when they lead a lap. So they're doing all they can. But yeah, Trevor's already hit the wall a couple of times. So like I said earlier, that top lane, it is risky, but it will reward you if you're able to pull it off. So Trevor's trying to perfect it. He's doing all he can, and we'll see what happens. He gets into the wall a little bit again coming off of turn 2. So Trevor's giving it all he's got. I'll give him that.
He's almost 30 laps on those tires since the last time he pit. He has come down pit 4 times. Here comes
There
number
we
5.
go.
Brandon Dunford is following along behind him as well. Nick Alves. Let's see if Nick Alves decides to stay out or if he's going to try to go in cycle with the rest of these guys. Ready? Out he goes. Out he's going to stay, so he should now get the lead. Nick Alves is going to get a lead lap here. Not too shabby. Still a lot of damage out there, and Kevin Orlando, who's a lap down, gets his lap back, and Jeremy Burns. Where's Jeremy Burns? Right now sitting 11th. He's got to fight his way around. Jeremy Burns did come down to lap 105. with a 14.7 pit stall time. So hopefully we'll see Jeremy Burns get his way into a top 5 finish here tonight. But he's got a lot of drivers trying to do the exact same thing. Interesting enough, you know, Stella, when they call him the mountain man, is this mountain too high for him to climb on this?
No, he's just he's biding his time. Maybe it's giving him a challenge, but I think maybe the fluorescence in the back of the room maybe giving him a glare on the screen.
Jeremy Burns looking to try to see if he can get multiple wins this season. He's definitely rocking it here. Jeremy Burns caught up there with Nick Alves.
Oh.
Nick Alves, and he's
wide.
Yeah, squeezed in there with James Loveland. Holy cow. Let's see if he's able to squeak out of this. Alves goes ahead and lets him on by. As Alves still in the lead. Still holding out there. Now, he last pit on lap 82, so he's probably got about another 2 more laps here. But he is getting past. There goes Brandon Dunford, so now the top 12 are on the lead lap. Blake Cook will be next as he came down on lap 105. So really only 2 drivers who have yet to pit.
Here comes Nick.
Whoop. Now only 1 driver. Nick, slow down.
Slow down.
He just barely made it. And Zach Hanna, as our last guy who is yet to pit, he's trying to slow down. Oh.
Oh, there you go.
All right, let's go ahead and see if we can find where Raider is. Raider's now going to assume the lead with, I believe, a 3-second gap. We'll see as we get this kind of crunched up here where everybody ends up. There it is.
Really?
Yeah, Alex Forget is off by a 2.8 seconds. And
Wow.
Matthew Robinson off by 6.5. Holy cow, 23 laps to go. If this thing goes green flag the rest of the way, that should be the last pit stop for these guys.
Yep, that should be the last pit stop. But I mean, as I said earlier, with Alex Forget, I mean, I am a big fan of Alex Forget, especially for what happened last weekend. I'm really pulling for him, and I hope, he's able to pull something out right here. But, we saw this right here with the actual Cup race Sunday, with Denny Hamlin being able to catch back up. He was back a good bit. So if Alex Forget can find something, dig down deep, find something to be able to catch Rob Raider, he may have a shot at him. But I'll be honest with you, Alex Forget, like I said, of what happened last weekend, he's going to do everything he possibly can to try to win this right here. He's got to get some confidence back after what happened last week.
Oh,
So
yeah.
in other words, he needs to do a Denny Hamlin and kind of give a little bump in the corner, throw him up in the wall, and then win the race.
Well, here's the difference about that, Stella. This is our racing. They can blame it on netcode, but I mean that's what I would do.
Oh, it's just a
But,
racing incident.
Yeah, I mean, it is a racing incident. That's what us drivers, we try to call netcode. Sometimes it's a racing incident. Sometimes we really mean it, but I mean, when you're going for a win, you can't give an inch. I mean, it's no give, all takes. So if Alex Forget can get to him, I guarantee you there's no give. It's going to be all take when he gets to him.
You're going to have to get to him, that's for sure. As we take a look at Grant Thornton, as he's fighting around closest drivers right now, Loveland, Burns, and Dunford here. But Loveland's right now holding 6th position, and Trevor Earhart.
We got a
with
caution.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's going to change things a little bit.
And I have no idea what the caution is for. Nothing pulled up on my end right there, Patrick. So I don't know. Might have been a pre-caution.
That's new.
Yeah, taking a look on lap 114. I'm showing Justice Murphy had some trouble on 105. We'll double check on that now. I think we had a problem with Parker. Let's see. Justice Murphy, I think this might be on his way
That's
down
him coming
pit.
in on the, coming into pit. Well, he called that off. Oh.
Uh-oh. All right, let's see, because I think this one will probably be.
Oh, wow.
Que pasa?
There's going to be a penalty for that.
Whoa, what up?
Yeah, you quit, and when you quit in the middle of the field, it defines you as a towed car.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Patrick, that right there, that's a bad look right there. I mean, I've had that in official races numerous times where, somebody's day might not be going the way that they want it to, and they just pull off the track and they tow. They stop their car and they hold the button to tow. And it will bring out a caution, especially here in Kansas. Kansas is one of those tracks where you have that instance. So I'm not sure why he did that. I mean, but, maybe he was just frustrated on what happened, sometime in the race. But that is very, very frowned upon. And I agree with you. That probably should be a penalty. But, and I know I'm talking a little too much here, but if you think about it, Alex Forget, he needed this caution right here to be able to catch Rob Rader.
Yep.
He got that caution. So watch out. It's fixing to be a heck of a restart, folks.
Well, and you want to talk about wild, and you and I talked pit strategy before. Trevor Earhart is in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
He had a 9.93 pit stall time.
2 tires.
Yep, and Rader and everybody else behind him is taking tires. Except Tay McDonald. Tay McDonald had a 10-second pit stall time. So, wow. All right, so let's switch it up and try again. I believe Caleb Gilbert may be our guy with the lucky dog that may get the wave around. Fairly certain. So I see the 87 of Zach Hanna is out there as well. I don't believe that either one of these two guys pit. They may be gambling now that everybody is crunched up again, that there's a very, very good chance that we may be back under caution yet again. If they stay out, they'll be able to pit during that caution on the lead lap. Can't go any farther in the back. They're going to put the lead lapped cars behind you. And he may be able to come out with 4 tires for a full tank of fuel. But, Jacob, this really gambles on a caution. I hate gambling on a caution, but here's another one, and this is right now. This is a big one that probably could have been avoided, but it's happened now. So now kind of what's the game plan for most of these drivers out here?
Well, I mean that should have been avoided. To be honest with you, Patrick, but Trevor Earhart, going down, getting 2 tires right here on this pit stop. I said it earlier. Granted, yes, there is a time to take 2 tires and there's a time not to. My personal opinion, this is not the time to take the 2 tires. I mean, granted, track position is one of the major factors or here at Kansas, especially in the next gen cars. But I mean, yeah, he's gambling big time. I don't know about this right here. This is going to be a very interesting restart to be able to see what Trevor Earhart's going to do. I mean, we've seen him run the top a bunch, and obviously we've seen him get in the fence, but he has been trying and doing everything that he possibly can to try to keep it up front. Well, he's up front, but he's got a lot of guys behind him that has took 4 tires, and that is going to play dividends big time. So I guarantee you, I'm with you, Patrick. I think he's banking on a real quick caution right here to try to get some more laps knocked off and just caution after caution after caution. We've heard it. Cautions breed cautions. Well, he's banking on that right now.
All right, 21 of Trevor Earhart is going to be starting on the outside of this one. Alex Forget pretty happy with where he's starting, but he's got to get the jump. 21 machine cannot leave him here as they get started. This is going to be really critical here for Alex Forget getting going on this restart. Come on, you. There we go. Biggest thing I want to see is if the 53 of Rader is able to get on through.
He did.
Yeah, that he did. Matthew Robinson trying to give his teammate a shove there. Oh, Kevin. Oh, Kevin. Hold it. Oh, man. That is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Kevin almost getting sideways coming out of 2. Here comes James Loveland. Blake Cook into the wall there a little bit. And I believe that may be Dunford as well getting into the wall. And this is pretty dicey here. But Rader easily into the front. Away they go. Let's stay here with the top 3 as we only have 14 laps left to go. Rader sitting first. 21 machine of Trevor Earhart. I bet you he's starting to question if that 2-tire stop was the call. Alex Forget on the inside. There it is.
Big slide. Oh, my goodness. Big slide. And we got another wreck in the back. Jeffrey Israel gets spun as well, and he gets into Dunford, dumps him after the fact. Big
Whoa.
corner. I mean, the whole back stretch. A lot going on right there, Patrick.
I was going to say, Stello, you and I were watching up here with Trevor Earhart and Alex Forget, and I would probably looked at. Did you notice the caution didn't come out? It came out much later, and then Trevor Earhart looked like he might have nosed right in front of him there, and I'm hoping that's not kind of the situation that happened there. What a wicked slider here by Alex. That was a wild one. I want to find. Oh, well, there it is. Jeffrey Israel is. Good Lord. And there's Kevin. Kevin's getting turned. Holy
Getting
cow.
turned or turned himself?
Well, look.
Turned in.
Yeah, Kevin
Yeah,
looks like he comes down.
He came down. Yeah.
Yeah, but Kevin, we saw him skidding out before. He was sitting there top 5. On the way back, he goes. Jeffrey
wow.
Israel trying to follow Jeremy Burns, and there's nowhere to go. You can't go there.
Yeah, the rest of the guys were able to do a nice avoidance, but Israel kind of.
Bam. Then after the fact, it looks like he kind of got into Dunford right there a little bit, but I mean, not real sure, you know, if it was. Oh wow!
Hit the brakes. Lock it down.
Yeah,
Holy
I'm not
cow.
sure if that contact right there with Jeffrey Israel and Dunford. I'm not sure if that was retaliation or if Israel was just trying to get his car straightened back up. But wow, I mean, just a lot of events going on. It basically one straightaway right there. Oh my goodness! I mean, that's a heartbreaker right there. Oh wow! See him right here, and then Israel. I don't know. It looks like he might have throttled up and kind of lost it. I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one, Patrick. I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's throttling up and he just kind of lost it and kind of got into Dunford and spun him out right there.
Boy, Justice ate the wall trying to avoid it.
Wow.
Saw right there at the end.
Can't blame him. Panic time when you see something like that happening there in front of you. That is not where you want to be.
No.
Jacob Surkovich had to come down. You saw he was clipped at the very end of that as well. But notice our top 5. Rader, Berube, Earhart, Robinson, and Blake Cook. Really, hats off to Blake Cook here, hanging around here in the top. And Kevin Orlando was originally spun. Kevin Orlando remains 6th.
Okie dokie.
Wow.
I know. I got to find Kevin Orlando. Figure out where he ended up. That's where he ended up collecting himself back up here. So after he spun, he maintained.
He spun, he came back, and the caution wasn't called on his accident. It was called on the one behind. So wherever he was, it didn't matter in what direction he was going, he gets to maintain his spot.
Yeah.
Well, see, I mean, Kevin Orlando, I mean, if we go back and look at that, he never actually spun around. I mean, he never actually went around. All he did was made, quite honestly, one of the best saves that I've ever seen in a next-gen car. He was literally sideways. You're going to see it right here, folks. I mean, Kevin Orlando completely sideways. And, you know, obviously he does come down, but look at this right here. I mean, almost a 45-degree angle and was able to keep the car straight. That is some serious driving right there. Big, I mean, hats off to Kevin Orlando for being able to hold on to it and maintain his spot. I mean, he didn't really lose anything out of that particular instance. So awesome driving right there.
Man, oh man, oh man. 10 laps left to go. We'll be restarting at lap 9. This is going to be the shootout here in the front, and I know you're rooting on that 19 machine with Alex Forget here, and what can he do? The 53 and the 21 worked very, very well in the last restart. How does he combat that? I mean, I would almost, if it were me, and if I ever made it into the front, I would almost door him. I would have set my right front fender on the side of that 53, like on the numbers. And when I feel him pull, then I know he's pulling, and he pulls my car too, so I know when to go. Because he cannot get caught sleeping on this restart. I mean, he has got to figure out how to get, out in front and then top side and then move. because that slider, I don't think he can pull that off again without getting into more trouble like he did.
Yeah, I agree with you, but we got to actually think about it. How hard did Forget actually hit the wall? Looked like he hit it very hard from the camera angle that we was looking at, so may have a little bit of aero damage with that full send that he tried to do, but we'll see. We'll be able to see. We'll be able to see if he can hang with him right here, Patrick.
We will, as we're back under green. Blake Cook trying to see if he can give Alex Forget a shove here. Inside line for now, Trevor Earhart. Earhart's going to move to the inside. Can he give him a little something there? Oh, man, Matthew Robinson way high. Hopefully that's not going to cause a bind up here. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Blake Cook gets spun and keeps it off of the inside wall. No contact with the inside wall, so he's going to be able to save that car. Probably flat spot the tires, but the main thing is save the race car so he's able to fight another day.
Blake Cook has been
down. He hits the wall right there, but he saved the car.
Blake Cook has been down pit road 5 times. It may be an opportunity for him to come down, since he is now in the back of the pack here for another set of tires. If he has it, he's got nothing to lose now, as he's going to have to go back and try again. See if we can take a look at Blake Cook here. Trying to find the angle which he got spun, you know. Oh.
Well, heck.
That looks very, very similar, Patrick, to the incident with Israel right there. Just, I mean, you talked earlier about somebody's spotter possibly getting fired. Well, there's 2 instances right there where somebody's spotter is probably fixing to get fired because they're basically just coming straight up trying to clear their self off of the corner. And, you know, Kevin Orlando, nowhere to go. He's up top. He's got another guy coming to his inside, so he can't really jump down and try to let Blake Cook come up. He can't really get out of the gas, because if he does, he's going to break his momentum on the top side. So, I mean, Kevin Orlando absolutely, you know, nowhere to go, nothing that he could do right there. You know, just unfortunate. But like I said, you know, Blake Cook was able to save the car, which is the main thing out of that.
Yeah, this has been pretty crazy. It looks like Trevor Earhart may have second position here, which will really give a great lane choice here to Alex in the 19th. You know, wherever Rader's going to go, he's going to follow him, and he's going to try to definitely aim to get this restart. But Terry out there really kind of throwing a curveball here, and merely wanting to have you think about this, is hoping all the cautions is helping the 21 and taking away that 4-tire advantage out there that the rest of the drivers have that he doesn't.
Well, didn't. He hasn't come down again to go ahead and take all 4 at this point?
No.
Ooh.
No, he hasn't. Trevor's still hanging out there, and really notice if we kind of keep this this slew of cautions coming, you know, we're going to end up running into green-white checkers, and he's just got to survive till the end. But he's got a couple of fast guys. I mean, Alex Forget, he's been fast tonight. Matthew Robinson's been fast. We got the highest driver out there of Kevin Orlando out there rocking it for the Go for Broke Racing. You know, it's just it's so tough. And as we saw Matthew Robinson making contact with the wall, Kevin Orlando's breaking loose, trying to keep her alive. James Loveland up 24 positions, trying to sneak into the top 5 after his win. And really, you know, when you think consistency, you know, when James Loveland comes in, he's constant top 10s. But we also saw last season, Stella, where Nick Alves grew, and he was solid top 10s all year. Especially when he was tumbling around in the back. You know, he was around that 16, 18 position area. And then top 10s, and then he started getting top 5s. We talked to him in the podium a few times, and it started getting more common, and it was just, it's good to see, you know. But Nick Alves is just having Raider luck this season. It's been absolutely dismal, but Raiders turning that around here tonight.
But please note, Alves, first wreck, just every time he came down, having to make, every caution, he had to make more repairs. He is sitting in the top 10 right now.
And that is awesome right there to see. I'm sorry, Patrick, but that's awesome to see Nick Alves being right there in the top 10. And granted, we talked about this earlier. yeah, you want to get your damage fixed as early as possible to be able to make it to the end. Well, Nick Alves, I don't know if he's got it all fixed, but I mean, he's sitting 10th. So, I mean,
Yeah.
good chance that he's got it all fixed. And really, I mean, awesome job for him. He's led some laps. He's sitting here in the top 10. If I was him, this right here is a win for me, but we got we got 5 laps left to go. I mean, he's going to do everything he can to try to get up to the front, but if it was me and I was Nick Alves, I'd classify this as a win.
Yeah, and you want to talk about, Nick Alves being able to come back from this whole deal of not quitting. He was able to battle back to the front.
Same with Grant Thorpe, sitting in 7th right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had that speeding penalty earlier, so I mean, yeah.
Well, that should be a good shootout. Most of our guys are returning back where they originally started. Kevin Orlando's down 2 from where he originally started. Grant Thorpe. I mean, this is awesome. But let's go ahead and get this one underway. I'm just pretty excited to see where these guys end up on this one. Let's see this restart here. Oh, dismal start here. Jet on the inside line. That is not good. Not what he needed. He's got to figure out how to get around this 21 of Trevor Earhart. Oh, Earhart squeezing him down to the paint. Yeah.
Oh, got into him.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to have words for him on that. He's going to have words for him on that because a lot of contact always at the end of the race. And people are definitely going to talk about that one. Alves getting squeezed here down to 11th. Forget's going to try to battle his way back to the front. Let's see if Earhart's going to try to run down Raider with 3 laps to go. 21 machine now on the hot streak, but check out Kevin Orlando.
Yes.
Yeah, Orlando's trying to take a peek here, but he's got to get a solid run. I think he might try for 3 and 4 here. Robinson falling off. He may be fighting some of that damage. Here comes James Loveland.
Got a wreck in the back. Tay McDonald getting spun on the bottom. Wow, I think that's going to lead us straight into some green-white checkers right there, Patrick.
Dude.
Yikes.
Dude.
I really wanted to hear you call a final, final 5 laps. I don't know if you've heard him, Jacob, but he when it's good racing like this, it's a beautiful thing to hear.
Man, Jeremy Burns, something happened between Tay and Jeremy Burns here. There's no doubt about it. Somebody got caught up. I'm trying to... Yeah, it might be Jeremy here. Looks like a little contact there. Caught him right at that left quarter. That sent him on around. But hey, Tay McDonald will live to fight another day. Hate seeing it out there. I know Linda was tuning in earlier, and now Tay is going to be heading to the back of the line after that spin out.
I mean, that's unfortunate to see right there, but obviously, I mean, there was no intention, with Jeremy Burns getting into Tay McDonald right there. It was just, he knew he was 3 wide when he, obviously, I'm sure his spotter was working at the time, but, I'm sure, he heard 3 wide. He just didn't know how tight that he was 3 wide. He didn't know how tight that Tay McDonald was going to be on his right front, and just sent him around. Now, going back to what happened on the restart, talking about intent, Trevor Earhart and Alex Forget. Forget was as low as he possibly could. He could not go any lower. He could. He'd be on the apron. But Trevor Earhart just absolutely squeezed him down so low right there and literally got into his door. Basically doored him coming off of 2. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens if Forget gets back to him, and then after the checkered flag, what Forget does when he gets to Trevor Earhart right here.
Yeah. And Tay McDonald, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder after that. When you're rolling around, you got a solid top 10 coming to you, and then now he's sitting 21st. While the one where there was contact now, sitting 7th. Alex Forget sitting 8th, after the contact. But I would say, when Trevor Earhart starts applying that pressure, what would have happened? How would it have looked if Alex said, you know what? No, you're not going to squeeze me down to the paint here. And what if he had rotated up top and doored him? You know, pushed the 21 up higher into the wall. And then, you know, the two of these guys would have been, you know, cussing each other for the things happening out here on the track. This is racing a lot like a short track. I think the tempers are starting to really flare up out there. You know, some of the radio chatter is probably not PC, you know, but it's...
I mean, PG.
Yeah, well, some of it, we got Trevor Earhart out there, so I might be right. But, you know, it's regardless, what I'm saying is, man, you drive like a kid. You need to get off the track, start reconsidering your life choices. You know, things like that are going to be, you know, spat out over the radio. But how do you come back from that? You know, you're just, I did so well. I got all the way to the front, and then just some, you know, a strategic move has ended up tripping you up here. And, you know, Trevor Earhart may be able to line himself up, and it is possible he could steal the win away from Rob Rader.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. And with Trevor Earhart, you know, taking obviously with his 2 tires, he done everything he could to be able to hold off Alex Forget in that particular instance. I mean, he done what he thought he needed to do. Now, here's the thing. He's the one that chose to take the 2 tires. So Alex Forget's the one that chose to take the 4 tires. So, I mean, Trevor Earhart's doing what he needs or what he thinks he needs to do. But in that instance, you're going back to, you know, talking about driving like kids and everything else. Granted, he done what he had to do. But at that point, there's a line that you got to draw. There's a line to where it's clean. There's a line where it's hard racing. Well, there's 3 lines: clean, hard racing, and straight up screwing somebody over. Now, I don't know exactly what to call that. I know it wasn't clean. It was hard racing. Forget's going to think it was screwing him over. I mean, that's what Forget's going to think. Trevor may think differently. But, I mean, I know we're supposed to call it like we see it, but I say it's in the middle of hard racing and possibly screwing somebody over. But I mean, that's just my opinion with it.
Oh yeah, quick little shout out for Trevor Keith. Now back up to 10th position. That 15 Ford has really been seesawing his way through this field. But man, oh man, has he got his work cut out for him if he wants to stay there. As he's got Wayne Lowe and Nick Alves, Caleb Gilbert around him. Let's see how this restart goes into the front. Yep, not surprising. 53 and the 21 going to try to break away from the field here and let the 2 of them duke it out here for the remainder of this race. Remember, next time by goes white flag. Matthew Robinson and Kevin Orlando trying to figure this out as Robinson is able to overtake Kevin Orlando. In front they go. Look who's showing up. Jeremy Burns. Yeah, Burns taking a look to the outside, and right now James Loveland taking a look to the inside. Where are these guys going to go as they come to the line? And we've got a caution.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Nicholas Shell gets spun around. That's going to bring out the caution. Almost had this sucker official because, like you said, Patrick, if they could have gotten to the white flag, there would be no caution. It would be straight up green flag all the way to the checkered flag, or white flag all the way to the checkered flag. So they were so close to being able to get to the end, and we're sitting here looking at it right here and just, wow, just full send right there. What it looked like by Nicholas Shell, just trying to find a hole that wasn't there. At least that's what it looked like to me.
What happened? They were, what? Yeah,
That's
like,
full send.
Yeah, it looked like Cirkovich might have come down a little bit, but man, it's just, how do you have somebody shoot the gap? Somebody's letting off the gas, rotating through the turn, and then somebody wants to Hail Melon it through, and it just it didn't work out. And he is not the wall, so Nick Shell back down to 22nd, and we're going to continue this one. And this is pretty wild here, Stella. I'm not quite sure, you know, what all we are to expect from here.
Hopefully not a lot more of this. It is time to run this race.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking. See, I'm looking at guys going la 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 la. See them? They're all like, I'm ready for this to be over. Shame, shame, shame.
Yeah, I know a couple of them. Hey, Justice, there he is.
Yeah.
How's it going, bud? Man, oh man, and yeah, you kind of see some of these guys they don't seem very tuckered out. I mean, Matthew Robinson, you can tell he wants out of this. He's like, just make it end.
We just got the side eye from Alex.
Yeah, but you kind of,
I see puppies.
yeah,
Sorry.
but
My
you can
bad.
kind of see just that, you know, our guys here, you know, Rader, Earhart, Robinson. We got these guys on cam out here. We got Jeremy Burns, Grant Thorpe, Alice Forget, Trevor Keith. Man, oh man, and all these guys here in the top 10. Except Nick Alves here. Nick Alves, Justice Murphy, and I believe Tay McDonald. Boy, they've been battling all night just trying to see if they could figure out how to salvage this race. But it's blowing to bits here. Not sure 100% how they're going to combat this. I don't know. You know, we're going to go around one more time here. Give it the choose cone rule and try again. I would probably say this is probably the last green-white checkered here.
They just do the 2.
Yeah, I think so. Before they come to the end here, this is getting pretty wild here. And right now, I'm sure Raider would like to finish it under green, but we've seen crazier things. Like Nick Alves. Remember how you won?
That was a surprise.
It was.
Not that he won a race. It was just like, oh, it's over.
Yep. All right. Let me see if we can grab a hold of an admin here. You know what? Let's grab a hold of Nick Alves here. Nick Alves, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. I needed an admin, and I couldn't think of anyone different. Green white checkers here, man. How many we got?
This is gonna be the last one. So when we take the green, the next flag ends this race.
Oh man, dude, you have been struggling all race, and yet you battled just outside the top 10 here. There's still a chance for you to break into it. I mean, talk to me. We gotta try to run and gun it here. You got Caleb Gilbert and Wayne Lowe in front of you. What are we gonna do?
Try to hope for the best restart possible, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I got some damage very early on in the race and just struggled to try to get that repaired. I have it all repaired right now. I'm still a little bit down on power compared to the rest of these guys. So hopefully just try to do the best I can these last 2 laps. Hopefully we do the 2 full laps so we can try to pass a few.
Yeah, I hope so, but I think Blake Cook is going to try to make a comeback here. He's been fast all night, but now he's lining up right next to you, man. Good luck.
But I like
Thanks,
your
Daddy.
optimism.
Thanks, Della.
All right, that's going to do it for Nick Alves. I think he's had enough time in the light here tonight. Justice Murphy sitting right behind him. Boy, this right here is a hungry clutch of guys sitting right here wanting to get into the top 10. Alice Forget wanting to get higher. Jeremy Burns wanting to get into the top 5. Matthew Robinson wanting a podium here. This is gonna be wild. It's interesting to actually see Kevin Orlando take the bottom line again. I mean, he's kind of been smoked a couple of times here by that top line. I'm interested to see if how he handles this one. All right, let's get it ahead and go. Oh man, Earhart trying to send it there, not too shabby. Oh man, here we go. Look at Alice Forget. He is pushing Jeremy Burns like Jeremy Burns is in the wrong gear. 19 Machine not happy about this stack up here as they fight here in the back. Oh man, here they come through turn 2. Robinson's in the wall.
Yep.
He maintains. Robinson's going to be dealing with a good bit of damage on that right front, but he's trying to send it. No problem so far. Kevin Orlando sitting 3 wide as the fuel calculator breaks into 3rd. He's trying to see if he can get just a little more here, but James Loveland saying that he can't. All right, white flag is out. What happens, happens. If there's a pileup, doesn't matter. Rader's going to try to take his first win of the season, and it's been a long time coming. Trevor Earhart's going to do everything he can to slow him down, but can he get enough to it? Right now, remember what we talked about, that 2-tire call, and I think it's starting to cost him. 21 Machine unable to get any sort of speed, drop down to the bottom to see if he can get it. Raider making sure he's got no draft, and Robert Raider brings home the win here at the Ray Lane Motorsports 200 at Kansas.
And a big pile up back here in the back. Blake Cook getting involved in it. Alex Forget also got involved in it as well. A bunch of guys getting piled up. Just literally, as you're seeing it right here, a bunch of them. Blake Cook, looks like the 12.
Justice
of
Murphy.
Justice Murphy getting involved in it. I mean, just everybody just piling straight into it. And I know Alex Forget also got a piece of it. I'm not real sure exactly what happened to him, but very, very unfortunate to see all that.
That was wild. Wow, let's see where Alex Forget is here. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, baby. He was able to squeak out of there.
Yeah, but I think the incident that Alex Forget had actually was before all of that happened right there going into turn.
Oh, the two of them hammering around.
Yeah, I think Alex. Yeah, I'm not real sure. I'll have to go back and look at that for you there, Patrick. But I know him and somebody got into it. I'm looking right here. I think it was Wayne Lowe. Both of them got into it. So.
Okay. Does anybody else see a person in that smoke that he was just doing?
I don't think so.
I am gonna watch it again.
Alrighty, everybody, we're gonna try to run down our drivers here. That was an awesome job here. Raider finally getting his first win here of the season. He needed it. But we talked about stage points, and now he's got the win. So as he takes the... Stella, what is he doing?
The Polish lap.
There you go, the Polish lap. All right, let's go ahead and we'll be right back here, guys. Hot. Let's go ahead and get it going here. Let's see if we can find him. Trevor Earhart in the second place, man. What a run here toward the end. So a 2-tire pit stop. Talk to me about it. Paid off, yes or no?
My dogs are just in the way, but I think we would have been all right had we been a little bit more aggressive there. We let Rob get by us, and then he and I may or may not have played a little bit nice with one another there on those last handful of restarts with some strategic timing to get ourselves some good finishes there. But as much as he and I talk trash to one another, it's we race each other pretty hard, pretty clean, pretty respectfully every week. So it was nice to have that little bit of teamwork there with one another. But all in all, I can't complain. Had a terrible qualifying run 2 weeks in a row and come away with a second place finish. So I'm all smiles and pretty happy about it overall.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. We did mention on the broadcast that, boy, look at that restart. The two of them left. No surprise, because it looked like it was almost timed. I thought you guys had radioed up saying, go. And, in that way you guys could definitely squeak away from Kevin Orlando and Alex Forget Berube, man. It was definitely hard driving in the front. A lot of strong drivers. How do you come back from kind of honestly a crappy qualifying time here to the front?
I worked the top there a little bit at the first part, and then what really helped me was that long run we had stayed out. I came down pit road on one of those cautions and stayed out a little bit longer than the rest of the guys and was able to run them back down, and that really kind of helped me get back through there. Was the long run speed, but it was tough to make passes if you couldn't get to the top and get around some guys, then it got stacked up and you had to try to use the bottom, but the car got so tight down there, you just kind of had to wait for somebody to either get caught in the wall or get loose off the corner to make a pass. But overall, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the way the car drove tonight and the way it handled. And there, Patrick, I'm not gonna lie, there might have been a little bit of radio communication between me and Rob to make sure we got those restarts timed just right. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh man, well, the Black Rifle Coffee Machine with another podium finish, man. This you've really been on a roll lately here. How do we head into Darlington? I mean,
we ran well there last season in the cutoff race before. I can't remember if I made a mistake or just got caught up in a wreck. But I think we set on pole or outside pole with Grant. And ran really well there at the start. So kind of hoping to have similar results. We'll see. I mean, obviously the field this season is so much closer than it has been in the past with just all the practicing the guys can get in, week out. So we'll have to see what we can do. It's all going to start in qualifying. I can tell you that right now with how tough Darlington is to make passes. We have to do better than a sub 20 qualifying next week. Otherwise, we might be in some serious trouble.
Yeah, well, definitely. When it comes to that egg-shaped track, it's hard to find anywhere to go that is safe. It just that turn exit of 4. But I'm finding more that the next gens just have a horrible exit on 2. Everybody seems to try to get real close to that wall and spin out there. Is there anything you do to combat that?
I think you've got to come out of that corner a little bit lower than you typically would. Typically, you kind of want to diamond that corner and then run it out to the wall. But that little hump out of 2 there really upsets the rear end of these cars. So we'll see what happens. I haven't run any laps tomorrow. I'll get some laps in around there and see kind of how the set is. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Darlington and I usually don't get along, but she was fairly nice to me last season, so hopefully she's nice enough to me again this season. We can get another podium out of it and keep the momentum that we've got going.
All righty. Give me your shout-outs here.
Shout out to you guys up in the booth, Tim Trex as a whole. Y'all are fantastic. Love going back and watching on Wednesday nights. Shout out to all the sponsors, Chapman Environmental Services, Ultimate Siding and Gutters, Butt Kicker, for helping us put on the league every week, all the admins, such a great group of guys, all the drivers too. I mean, another fantastic turnout this week, another relatively good race, a little bit caution-y, but hey, I mean, that kind of happens when you're slipping and sliding out there and everybody's trying to run the high line. So it is what it is, but the turnout's been great. I love having everybody in the league come in. Shout out to Ray Lane. I know he wasn't able to be here tonight, but he was the sponsor of tonight's race and put up a pretty hefty prize pool. So thanks, Ray, for that. My parents for tuning in, my grandparents back in Austin, my sister, brother-in-law, and my nephew back in Austin tuning in. Love you guys, and thank y'all for tuning in every week. And I got to give a shout out to Rob. The monkey's finally off his back. Hopefully that's the only one he gets for a while after this. But I'm happy for him. Still going to call him a hack, but hey, I'm happy for him that he finally got that monkey off his back.
Well, like they mentioned earlier, cautions breed cautions. Well, be careful because wins may breed wins.
We'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, appreciate it, Trevor. We'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah, take care, guys.
All righty, everybody. That is the number 21 Chevrolet Black Rifle Coffee Machine there of Trevor Earhart. Fantastic run by him here tonight. I did want to poke the bear there a little bit, guys, that I wanted to ask him, that move there with Alice Forget down onto the paint. That was a gutsy move, but it paid off. He got it. He was able to square it away, but that moves us to our race winner, Robert Rader. And now, as they said, the monkey's off the back now, so he is going to continue on with this one. Rob, talk to me about this race, man. We started way, way in the back, outside the top 10, but you were able to battle your way here for a win.
Finally. Man, it seemed like it was such a rough season, and then those last couple of races started turning in some decent finishes. I guess Dover didn't count, but could have won Dover too. So finally, you win the race. You're locked in. You got the points. Won the stage too, so that's great playoff points today. Man, just awesome. finally, I can go in next week and just have fun again for the first time this season. Looking forward
Breathe.
to it.
Season 1 and Season 2 champ is sweating whether he's going to make it into the playoffs this year. That means good things about the rest of this field.
Yeah, I don't know how many people we had here tonight, 30 plus, and it was a good race. Couldn't see everything, obviously, especially from the front, which is really great to say, by the way. But but this is how you expected it to go, right? And you get to the end, and nobody's giving anymore, and you get a rash of cautions. I do want to shout out a couple of people on the racetrack tonight. First being Trevor, who he was on 2 tires and he gave it everything that he had. But at the end of that race there, he wasn't doing anything stupid to compromise my race, and he could have if he wanted to. So really appreciate him, and just showing the respect he did at the end there, because it could have got ugly, but he still gave it everything he had. But just really appreciate that. And then also Alex Forchette, we raced really hard tonight, and really clean. I don't think we ever touched each other, and I know he and I have run into each other a couple of times out there. So I was waiting for an excuse, but he never gave me one. So shout out to Alex tonight. It was really fun, really clean. He was faster on the first half of the run, but it seemed like the second half I was a little quicker. But it was so hard to pass too. So just track position was everything, and just glad we were able to hang on to it and then get it back at the end.
Yeah, once that track started to rubber up, I noticed you guys got a lot more racy out there. Some of these guys definitely, tossing around already out there in the chat. I see Alex out there saying, "Thank you, Rob. Love you." So, it definitely, we did make mention. I said, "Oh, don't Pocono each other. Don't do it. Don't do it." You guys got to race clean. But, man, you were finally able to squeak out a win. And at Kansas, man. So, not only... you finally get the win. You're now in, you've locked yourself into the playoffs, but you get a little winner's purse here.
Yeah, you know what? I was so excited about finally winning a damn race. I forgot that there's a $100 prize for winning it, and so I got somebody else to thank. Obviously, we have our normal sponsors every week, but Ray Lane and Ray Lane Motorsports sponsored the race tonight and put up a $100 prize to win. So thank you, Ray, not just for being part of the league, but for contributing to the league. The reason why this whole thing is as good as it is because of the people that are in it. We have so many people that chip in here and there. We have an admin team that spends a lot of time on this to make sure that it can be a fun thing for everybody involved and something decent to watch on YouTube and broadcast for you guys. So a lot of people involved, but Ray sponsored this race, and I think this is the first race that he's sponsored this season. I think it's the only one he set up to sponsor this season. So big shout out to him. Hopefully he can go and park it in Victory Lane on his local dirt track there in the go-kart soon.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, he could probably use it. I know he hasn't been around. He hasn't been around a whole lot. I think if he ended up winning one, he'd be in the kind of the James Loveland kind of bucket there, where you got to win and he's got to have more participation and get in on points. We head to Darlington next week. Last time Darlington, it looked like you may have been able to win it, and Caleb Gilbert too, but instead, I believe another 4-Star Industries member won it. How do we attack it this time?
We're gonna go win it, man. I mean, Darlington's a great track. There's some guys who are gonna be fast. You're gonna have to look out for. Trevor's gonna be fast. Grant's gonna be fast. Grant was really fast last time we were there, so I expect Grant to be a major player. But we had a ton of speed, and obviously, you got to do everything you can to try to help your teammates out. There's more speed, I think, than y'all saw last time around. So hopefully, we can go back to back here.
All right. Well, it's definitely possible. Your record's been 8. We're trying to see if you're kind of running out of races to reach 9. If you're going to try to break your record next time, because
it was 9 last season.
Oh, was it? Well, are you counting Phoenix at the end?
Well, of course. If there's a race that matters to win, it's that one, right?
Yeah.
You can lose every race before that, win that one, and win everything, man. If anything matters, it's that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But man, we had to Darlington, then we got the All-Star race That's going to
Yes.
be a good one, too. So everybody's got
Yeah,
to practice up for that one.
We're gonna have a nice purse for that All-Star race, and one thing I'm gonna absolutely love about that, and maybe we can talk about a little guest booth appearance or something there, because man, that'd be a fun one to call when those guys are doing the All-Star Open. We're gonna have 2 or 3 spots. I think we're trying to decide if we're doing 2 or 3 right now, but 2 or 3 open spots for guys to try to get in who aren't locked in, and that's going to be the race of the century. I think it'll be the best one of the whole season. Watching those guys beat the hell out of each other for a spot in the All-Star race, man, it's gonna be great.
All right. Rob, give me a shout out, sir, man.
Yeah, obviously Chapman Environmental Services, EXR, man. This team is awesome. We're doing great. I know I've struggled this season, but every race that I've struggled in, somebody else on the team has stepped up. We got Jeremy Burns with 2 wins. Caleb's got a win. Jeff could have a win if he would just get some luck, man. He's the next one up for us. But as far as team points go, we're looking great. So, big shout out to all those guys, and hopefully we can come away with the team trophy this season and the prize money that comes with that. Everyone's pretty excited about that. So we'll do our best there. Ultimate Siding and Gutters, always got to shout them out. Butt Kicker. I've got one. You should get one if you don't have one. They sponsor the league, and they got a big prize for whoever wins the season or the championship this season. So always a big shout out to them. And then, of course, Simtrax Broadcasting. You always do an awesome job for us. Got in at the ground floor with you guys, and it seems like every race you grow just a little bit more. And you're really something special in the broadcast and iRacing world. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing awesome racing, man. Definitely, it makes it easy. When it turns into bumper cars, it makes it 10 times harder. But fantastic job here tonight.
Yeah, we gave you both tonight, Patrick. We gave you
Well,
both.
yeah,
Pretty
I know.
much.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I mean, we had 4 cautions before the stage. That got ugly. That got ugly. But Rob, good luck to you, and we'll see you at Darlington.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, everybody. That is going to be Rob Rader getting it done here tonight, and definitely logging off for him. Guys, this was a pretty nutty race. This one had a good bit of cautions, a good long stint of guys racing, and guys who you didn't think. Not a single person in the top 3 didn't move up at least 12 positions tonight. Rader moved up 12, Trevor Earhart moved up 19, and James Loveland, our third-place finisher, moved up 27 positions. So he passed just about the entire field. So our hard charger of the night was James Loveland. Fantastic job by James here tonight. Unfortunately, he was unable to make contact with us, but that is A-OK. Guys, we will catch you at Darlington for the remainder of the season. I can't wait to see what that next chunk is, because Stella, we're heading to Darlington. We got the All-Star race. We'll have Charlotte. We got Gateway. We got Sonoma. Good Lord. We got all sorts of good races coming up.
Oh yeah, this league always gives us a show every Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, Jacob, appreciate you joining us here tonight, man. It is going to be a wild one at Darlington. What should people kind of keep their eye out for there?
Well, man, that track's gonna be very narrow. They're gonna have it's gonna be hard to pass. These guys were talking about it was hard to pass tonight at Kansas. It's gonna be really hard to pass at Darlington, as narrow as it is. 2 different corners, old school racetrack, slipping and sliding. Oh man, it's gonna be an awesome race next week. I can't wait for it.
Oh yeah, well, real good set of match tires might be the answer. Appreciate you guys joining us here at Simtrax Broadcasting, brought to you by the Chapman Environmental Services crew, Ultimate Siding, Gutters, and Butt Kicker out there for the Ray Lane Motorsports 200. Patrick Morrison, Jacob Reeves here, and Stella signing off. See you guys next time. Be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see y'all next time.